Okay, so this is a test for my yoga tune-up therapy ball 7-minute video on the upper back. I think I'm looking in the camera correctly. My name is Lisa Swanson. I did the yoga tune-up therapy ball workshop in New York City with Jill Miller a few weeks ago. The homework is due tomorrow, Monday, February 10th. I did email the rest of the homework to Annie earlier this afternoon. So I picked upper back series only because I struggled with upper back tension, stress, spasms for many years before I discovered Pilates myself. And then became a Pilates instructor many years later. Specifically, spasms would occur in my middle back, and those spasms would radiate around into my rib cage. And one of the things that was difficult for me to do was breathe or take a deep breath. Usually chiropractic adjustments took care of that, but I never knew why something like that was happening. And through now my training, well, through my Pilates practice and then my training with Pilates and now with Yoga Tune-Up, I have a better understanding of why now I no longer get those spasms in my thoracic back or my middle back, and how I can help clients hopefully prevent situations like that, or just cause some openness in the thoracic spine. So in my practice in a Pilates studio, I do find that clients really don't understand or can't seem to visualize the closing of the ribs coming down to the mat in a mat class. When we're doing abdominal curls, the ribs coming down versus the ribs flaring open. I think also a lot of people put a lot of tension in their upper backs just from daily activities, stress from work, stress from driving, daily activities such as texting and working at a desk, driving, rounding the shoulders, rounding or flexing into that thoracic spine a little bit too much. By using the Yoga Tune-Up therapy balls that are right now toted, we can give ourselves our own deep tissue massage. And when I say our own, we determine the pressure that we're going to put on that middle back, because it could be very overwhelming. I did find for myself, even with my own Pilates practice, it can be a little overwhelming. So, so the 3 sequences that I chose can be done either on the wall, so the knees would be bent and you would be against the wall with the balls on your back. But I am going to instruct on a mat, so I am going to instruct you. So we're looking to loosen up and melt and just grab into those muscles like the lats and even the traps and erector spinae and the multifidus and the rotators. All these muscles that are attached to or are around the scapula area. So we're going to take the 2 Yoga Tune-Up balls, which are the smaller version and are great for getting into our spinal area. So lying on your back, your knees will be bent, and you're going to place the Yoga Tune-Up therapy balls. They're going to be together, and you're going to place them at T1, or the thoracic first vertebra. And you can find that very easily while you're lying on your back. Just run your fingers down your cervical spine or your neck. And it's really the first bone that sort of protrudes out. And actually when you move your head, it's the first bone that does not move, because now that starts into your middle back. So you're going to place the balls. In this area, the balls are going to be closed, so kind of like a train track where your spine is the track and the balls, I guess, are like the wheel of the train and they're in the groove. So we're just going to hold that position for a little bit. Just allow the balls to just melt into the area. You could close your eyes, take a few inhales and exhales, in through your nose and out through your nose. Your inhales, you really want to feel that air coming into the lungs, opening up the thoracic area. And you want to exhale and you want to get all that air, not forcing the air out, but gently getting all the air out of your lungs. This would be a sustained compression. We're just holding the balls in an area, just allowing them to kind of melt, creating a little bit of fluidity in that area. And then what we're going to do is just, you can lift up the pelvis slightly. You can even put your hands behind your head if you would like. And you're just going to come down a little bit so that the balls end up in between the shoulder blades. So we guided the balls down with the grain of the muscle. So we did a little stripping. And we're ending up in between the scapula. And you're going to take the hands which were by your side, and you're going to lift your hands up to the sky. So you're lying on your back. Your pelvis is now down on the mat. Your head is down on the mat. You're breathing naturally. And your hands are up to the sky. And you can pretend you're holding a bus steering wheel. So that puts your arms into about a shoulder width distance apart. And you can even for a second drive the bus slightly, just kind of turning the steering wheel a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, breathing. As you exhale, maybe turn to the right, the steering wheel, and as you inhale, come back to your neutral position, and then exhale, go to the other side. Just kind of taking a few of this, a pin and stretch, really feeling the balls again, just kind of melting into the area, melting into those muscles. You probably even feel the bones, the angle of the bones or the inside medial portion of the scapula. And now what you're going to do is hold on to your steering wheel, and you're going to actually push the steering wheel away from you. So the fingertips are going to come up to the sky. I'm already on 7 minutes. I apologize. So the steering wheel, your steering wheel is being pushed to the sky. So you are protracting your scapula, spreading your scapula apart like butter. And then what I'd like you to do, that would be on the inhale. And as you exhale, pull the steering wheel towards you, retracting the scapula and really pulling the scapula into the balls, feeling again those bones, the medial border of those bones coming into the ball, those muscles that attach to the scapula, really starting to relax. Your breath is natural. Let's just do a few of those. So after I would have the client do that, I would ask you to lift your pelvis up slightly again. And again, you can cradle your head and just come down, stripping down just a little bit further down the spine. So you get towards the bottom of the scapula, or kind of where the bra line, the bottom of the bra line would be. And with this position, I would like you to place the pelvis down, but keep the hands behind the head, cradling the head. And we're going to do some nice abdominal curls, really concentrating on the breath. So I would like you to inhale as the head is down on your mat and really open up the rib cage to really feel the openness of the ribs. And as you begin to exhale, you're going to use the abdominal muscles to lift the front of the ribs in and down towards the spine, coming into a slight abdominal curl. And we're going to do that several times. You're inhaling as you're opening up, and you're exhaling as you're coming into that abdominal curl. So again, these would be some rolls or exercises that I would do at a client that has that rounding of that thoracic spine, is sitting at a desk all day long, complains of a lot of neck, shoulder issues. So getting into those muscles that, again, are attached to the scapula, attached to the spine, coming up and down the spine, or going in between each vertebra, to create more fluidness, hopefully, to create more, feeling of openness. I do always feel that my shoulders are naturally coming back. I feel as though my posture, I'm very tall, and I also feel my breath more in the back line of my body. So I hope that's what you guys were looking for. And I'm on almost 9 minutes, so I apologize. So now my son has to figure out how to put this on YouTube, because that I don't know how to do. And then I'll send this out to you later. Thank you, Annie. Bye. Oh, Lisa Swanson, Wallingford, Connecticut. Thanks. Bye.